What's up YouTube? Capital G here. Gonna make a video about some of the top tech cards that I think should be used this format. I kind of did this before, but it wasn't actually tech. It was actually the cards that I thought would have the biggest impact of the format, even though I put tech in the title. It was a little confusing. I got a lot of criticism, but that's fine. You know, they weren't really tech, so, you know, I guess you guys were justified in your criticism. But these cards are straight tech. You guys know how I generally do. I try and pick cards that don't see a ton of play but are still competitive, you guys know about. Okay, my first card is Evac. I feel like Evac is really under the radar right now because of Solemn Warning, but there are still a lot of reasons that Evac is just a really amazing card. I don't want to say it's better than Solemn Warning or anything, but in certain situations it can be. Because, you know, it's still a one card out to any synchro in the game except for Thought Ruler, but nobody runs Thought Ruler anymore. It works on face down cards, so, you know, you generally can't use Solemn Warning or Bottomless on that. It hits certain cards that Bottomless wouldn't. A lot of times if your opponent would use something like they try and summon a tuner, like they try and plague stack you or something like that, you can easily it's not a -1 anymore. It balances out or something like that. So this card is really solid, and especially for budget players, you know, Solemn Warning is a really expensive card, and the winner of YCS San Jose just used 3, so it's going to be kind of expensive. So it's a really good substitute for that. Okay, my next card, Royal Decree. How about that? You saw Pete Navarro was running 3 Royal Decrees in his quick draw, and then the Debrisheim deck that got second place at Germany was running 3 of these too. So how about quick draw and Debris getting in there with Royal Decree? And you know what? I've tested it. I am loving Royal Decree right now. It doesn't work for every deck, but it is amazing. Because the thing about it is this format has shown you get so many people who just overload their back row, and you flip this guy over, their warnings are useless. You know, their D-Prisons are useless, Mirror Force, Torrential, all that good stuff. You know, I've actually played this against many gadget players, and they have solemned it because it's that big of a deal. You know, and it takes away all that protection that Glads and gadgets and anti-meta decks, you know, have. Royal Decree is really good. It's amazing in Herald. It's really good in Debris and quick draw decks. I think this card's play is about to skyrocket, to be completely honest. Enemy Controller. Enemy Controller is really hot right now. You guys should know about it, and basically anything that uses Dandelion. So that would be like Quick Draw or Debrisheim, because, you know, they can obviously abuse Dandelion tokens and whatnot. Always has been a really solid pick, in my opinion, for macro, because if you're running Scout or you're running Survivor, you can just tribute, take your opponent's monster, you know, then tribute it for Caius if they have like a synchro and something else that's big or something like that. So it's really good. With the Rise and Trap Stun, I feel like you need more answers other than Book of Moon. The guy who won YCS Indy with Stun, forgive me, I don't know his name off the top of my head, but he was main decking 2 of these. I felt like it was really good tech. And this card is just, it's really effective in decks like Stun and Glads, where it doesn't matter entirely if you put the monster face down. They just, you know, they want more answers to Trap Stun. It's not as good as Book because it can't stop the synchro summoning and whatnot, but it's still a really good versatile card that's the playability is just increased by the Rise and Trap Stun and possibly Royal Decree. Nobleman of Extermination, a really good card. I feel like it's a play. It's side deck worthy right now. A lot of times you can just play it. You'll hit that Solemn Warning. You don't have to worry about that for the whole game. You hit really vital cards to your opponent, like Mirror Force, Torrential. It's basically for decks that can't play Decree, but still want more magic and trap removal. And to be honest, I think it might even be better than MSC, or as good as MSC right now, because like if you MSC a Solemn Warning, okay, well, you know, 3 turns later they can still Solemn Warn you. You hit this guy, you hit Solemn Warning with this guy, you don't have to worry about it for the whole game. I mean, you might lose yours, but probably worth it, to be completely honest. So really good card right here. Snowman Eater, get in there, you little snowman. Snowman Eater, man, his play has just skyrocketed, hasn't it? Like, I feel like if this card was an ultra, it'd be worth like 20 bucks right now, just because of how many decks are playing it. All right, let me go over why Snowman Eater is so good, because it's one of those cards that everybody in Japan was just like playing so much and we never picked on. We were like, oh, Juju Master is better. No, it's not. Okay, here's the reason why Snowman Eater is so good. It doesn't have an attack, kind of irrelevant, has that really monster 1900 defense. The reason why that's good is because this is like your anti-meta killer. I mean, I'm talking Thunder King Ryos, you know, Banishers, all those cards, Fossil Dynas, a lot of decks like City decks and Glad Bees, anti-meta, Sabers, decks that just want to summon and attack face down. You just flip Snowman Eater, bam, he's a +1. And since he has that that 1900 defense, it's really hard to get over him. I mean, the only things that can really just get over him are Cyber Dragon and Attack and Laquari. So, and then even if they attack it, it instantly kills it. It's really good against gadgets. They have to end up wasting removal on him. He evens out with cards like Stratos and Gear Frame that make advantage, because you kill the Stratos, Gear Frame, it stays on the field, and then they have to use Smashing or something else on it. Snowman Eater is an amazing card. Add 0. You can use this because it's water. You can use it with the Breeze Dragon. This card is just, my lord, Snowman Eater is amazing. Last card, Spirit Reaper. Spirit Reaper is really good right now. You know, in the last few formats, Bottomless and Book of Moon have basically been staples at the maximum number allowed. This card basically just rapes both of them. You summon Spirit Reaper. I mean, because the thing about the format is there's a lot of times where your opponent has an open field, they try and gorge you or whatever, or you hit them on a Raikou turn 1 and they lose their field. So there are many opportunities where you can just summon Reaper and poke in. If they have Bottomless, they're screwed because they can't hit them. If they have Book, you know, they book it, it doesn't die. You still made a +1 technically, because you still have a monster sitting here that can't die in battle, and you still, you didn't lose anything. They lost their Book, which is a very versatile card. So I feel like Spirit Reaper is a very good card. Main deck play for anti-meta, quick draw, and I feel like it's a card that can be splashed into a lot of decks and just flow with the deck. So I hope you guys enjoyed the tech cards. Let me know what you think. If you think that maybe some other cards should be added. Thank you for watching, guys.